Shannon Tipton. Shannon, tell me who you are and who you work for.
Well, I am the Director of Learning and Development for Ambius, which is an organization which specializes in return on interiors, which is embracing the workplace environment. And then also within Rent-A-Kill Initial, which is our parent company, I'm the head of online learning.
So tell me a little bit about how many employees you are responsible for in the Learning and Development Department.
Okay, for Ambius, I'm directly responsible for over 4,000 employees within Ambius, and that's worldwide. And within Rent-A-Kill Initial, as head of online learning, there are 65,000 colleagues across the world.
That's not a few people.
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and I know you said across the world, so can you name a couple of the countries that you represent, basically?
Oh, sure. For Rent-A-Kill Initial, we are in Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. We're in Germany, the Netherlands, the UK, and France, in Spain. We're in the Caribbean. We're in North America, obviously. We're in Mexico, Canada, just to name a few, all in Asia, everywhere in Asia. Yeah.
So you're not a very small company at all. 65,000 employees on the one side, 4,000 on the other. So you're not an unimportant person. I would have to say that you are a very important person in your companies.
I don't know about that, but I think that I like to believe that I make an impact from a learning and development perspective. I think certainly within Ambius we have really been very forward in our learning and development, taking majority of what we do completely online and using a social environment in order to communicate with our colleagues, etc. And then with Rent-A-Kill Initial, my position was newly developed within the last 6 months or so. So we could essentially try to do the same thing within the organization, now on a very broad global scale.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's quite the challenge. I'm really looking forward to seeing this through.
One of the things I wanted to ask you, since you talked about your little social initiative there, involving the learners, if you will, socially, you are quite active on Twitter. @STipton on Twitter. So tell me, as Director of Learning, what is your Twitter experience? How has that helped you as a professional, and how has that helped your company, if at all, in your learning development initiatives?
Oh, it's been a huge benefit. It really has. As with anyone who first starts out on Twitter, you really don't know what to do, and you don't know who you're looking for. And really, when I first came on, I came on at the invitation of my uncle, who lives in Dallas, and we're close, and that was another way to where we could communicate. Mm-hmm. And so after that, it just built up, where it was less of a personal communication tool than a professional communication tool. And the next thing I know, I had all of these great and wonderful learning professional contacts and connections and communities being built. Mm-hmm. And I've said it 100 times that I would say over the last 3 years, I am, as a learning professional, more up to date now than I have ever been in the previous 20 years that I've been doing this job. So to me, that's a real testament to the community, the learning and development community on Twitter, as well as the knowledge that is simply out there. And all you have to do is just walk out, get on your smartphones, get on your tablets, and just grab it. Mm-hmm. Just that easy. Mm-hmm. It's been so instrumental in my own personal development.
That's really good. That's really good. And, you know, and I agree with you that there is an awful lot of generous knowledge out there that not only you can tap into, but you can contribute to as well. So if you had a word of advice to a director or senior vice president in regards to Twitter and social media as a professional tool, what would you tell them?
Oh, good question. I would tell them to just get on and just start doing it. You can't study it. You can't read a book. You can't read an article and hope that you're going to learn everything about Twitter that you feel you need to know. And as LnD people, that's what we have a tendency to want to do, right? We want to take a course. Where's the YouTube video on Twitter, et cetera? Well, the best way to do is just jump on and start doing it and expect that you're not really going to get immediate results. But go on Twitter. find someone who you connect with, who's in an L&D profession, someone whose philosophies and vision aligns with yours. Look and see who they follow and start following those people. And then just start reaching out. And you can't stop. You have to just keep reaching out. And then eventually they'll start reaching back at you. So you have to be very, out there with it. You have to be brave. You really do, and you have to be not afraid to put yourself out there and keep doing it.
This is not your first ICE. No, you've been to ICE before. This is probably the first ICE that has involved Twitter in such a scale.
Actively.
Has it made a difference in your experience at ICE?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just from a connection perspective, there are so many people like yourself, who I've been speaking to for a number of years now, and finally you get to meet these people face to face, and you can arrange meetings, you can have lunches, and really that is just networking on steroids.
It is.
It really is. And then that aside, it also allows you to catch up with some of the sessions that you wish, where's my cloning machine at? Because I really need to take part in all of these other sessions. So now you can watch the back channel and know what's going on, and you can participate and download the handouts or what have you if you see something that sparks your interest. So I think that they've really taken Twitter and done a great job with it this year, more so than before.
Yeah, I think so too. I think what they've done is multiplied the impact that all of these sessions have on everyone, even if they couldn't be there. I really think so. And there's been a Twitter stream, and they've used all kinds of technology in their ASTD events app where you can actually bump phones and make connections there. They've made it so easy. I really want to thank you for spending this time here with us and explaining your experience and your Twitter experience and your global outreach and your own work and how the social media has helped that. I'm with Shannon Tipton. Thank you. At S. Tipton on Twitter, exactly. And I encourage you to get on Twitter and connect. Thank you so much.